Hello gamers and welcome to the Thornier channel. And today we got a lot to talk about with the Marvel Rivals beta finally being over. Let's go ahead and talk about that. I want to just go through just some of the quick things that I liked and what I didn't like with the beta that was going on. There's a lot of things that I did like. Let's start with let's start with the positives first. There's a lot of positives that we have to go over. One, the format. I love the 6v6 format of this game. It's very chaotic. There's always a lot of things going on. And like from what I've played, it really defaulted into like the old 2v2v2 because usually how teams were run, they would have at least in Marvel Rivals, how most of the games I played in like comp or in quick match, we played with two. It was a little bit different. It wasn't like two tanks. When I say two, it's more like two collab skills or the team skills that we would run. We would run two team skills and then it would be like whatever. That was the most common one. And usually it would be like a DPS combo and a support combo. The Luna Snow combo with Jeff the Landshark was really good. Jeff the Landshark, probably one of the most dope characters in the game. Like, they're really simple and they're easily bullied if you get the jump on them. So that's really nice because it's like supports don't have get out of jail free cards. We'll get into that a little bit later. Some of the things I really liked about it. But I really like the running the team support things. The Luna Snow and Jeff Shark combo with Namor, I think his name is. That one was really good with the ice passive that they would get. Really strong. And then the other one that I really loved running all the time was the Hulk and Iron Man combo. That one was one of my favorite ones. I saw a lot of the Spider-Man ones. But unfortunately, I didn't really get to utilize it that much. I played it a couple times on my stream with Venom. It was all right. It seems pretty strong. But I think my favorite one is probably the Gamma Overload with Iron Man and Hulk. Not so much Stephen Strange, because usually what would happen is like you can run it with that one, but what would happen more often than not is that we would get the Thor and Storm combo, because Storm was really strong in this beta, like really strong. I think the strongest characters in this beta were probably Storm, Wanda, and just Storm and Wanda, and the Sword Lady. Don't know what her name is. I can't think of it at the moment, but I would say Storm and Wanda probably being the strongest ones, mainly because the ults that they had were really good. Wanda being able to just Thanos snap away the entire team, plus the Magneto team up. Oh my gosh, it made her almost unstoppable. It was crazy. Not to mention that some of the best things that happened in the game was just like the pure chaos and the destructible maps. I really like the destructible maps, though I kind of get annoyed that you still get caught on stuff when it's destroyed. That's a little bit annoying. But that's not too bad. It's just kind of annoying when like a building falls over and it kind of like blocks your path and you have to destroy it again to get it fully out of the way. Hopefully they'll make the destructibles a little bit easier to destroy in the future, but that's something that needs to be a little bit tweaked in my opinion. But I'm going to talk about heroes that I did play. I played a lot of the tanks. I played Penny Parker, I played Thor, I played Magneto, I played Hulk. I think out of all the tanks so far, Hulk is my favorite one. He's like a mix between I guess in Overwatch terms, people have been saying he's like D.Va because he's got like the mech mode, but I wouldn't really say he's like D.Va. I think his playstyle actually is kind of like Winston's. Like, he has more of like the Winton playstyle where you constantly are holding the spacebar down and you're jumping around and you're causing problems in the back lines. It's really good. And I had so much fun diving in and then out with that character, going into fights and then hopping out before they can do anything, because the shield just gives you enough time to get a couple hits in there with your abilities. Unfortunately, the Hulk is really slow, so it's really hard for him to close the gap with people unless you're jumping at them. But even then, a lot of the characters in this game have mobility options unless you're jumping like the supports, which is what you want to go for anyways. You want to just take out the supports. Getting to them is one thing. It's pretty difficult. It's pretty difficult to get to them, not gonna lie. But other than that, oh my goodness, it's so much fun. I love the little passive he has. If someone's flying or jumping through the air and Hulk jumps into them, he stuns them / brings them down with him, and he can actually like punch them when they hit the ground. It's really good. I don't really like his stun, because it makes the enemies stunned, but they're invulnerable. But how I've been using that actually is I would stun an enemy, and then I would attack the person. I would stun an enemy that was trying to help somebody I was trying to get. So I would always go for somebody that like the person that was trying to help the person that I was attacking, if that makes sense. So like, let's say if I was attacking Jeff the Shark and Wanda was trying to like float over here, I would stun the Wanda and then finish off Jeff before jumping out of there. Like, that's how I was using that ability. I feel like that's kind of how you want to use it, so you can quickly finish off an opponent and then get out. So I think it's good. I think it just has a learning curve. I don't think that it needs to be tweaked. It's a little bit annoying, I guess, when you're trying to use it to stun the person you want to attack, but I don't think that's how you're supposed to run the ability. So it has a little bit of a learning curve, but other than that, I feel like it's fine. Could do a little bit more damage though, not gonna lie. I kind of have been using it as a cheap finisher too, so it's just a overall decent ability. Now let's talk about his combos. Him and Iron Man, probably my favorite combo in the game. Just, dude, Iron Man is so strong with the Gamma Burst. It's unbelievable. And like, him paired up with Hulk, they are a really, really good team. I think the only one better at the moment is, well, there's two better ones. It's Thor and Storm, and Magneto and Wanda. Those are the two better ones. I think that doesn't mean that Iron Man and Hulk is bad. I just, there are clear winners of this beta at the moment. Clear winners. And those just happen to be the strongest ones. Usually when people are running that team, like me and a couple teammates that I had, we would have to swap to, like, you know, I guess not counter, but like do a little bit more blocking and healing than we used to, than we were previously. Honestly, which is fine, because you don't actually have to swap that much in this game to get an advantage. And the tanks in this game are so fun to play. They are really fun to play. They're kind of complicated. They got a lot of tools where you need to learn and to perfect them, but that's great. There's like so many ways to learn the tanks in this game, and I'm a tank player, so I love when tanks are pretty complicated and have a lot of abilities to manage that aren't just instant FU buttons. I want to say they're not instant I get away with everything buttons, you know, because you have to put a lot of thought in how you use your abilities, and managing the time of your abilities especially playing Hulk. You have to manage your abilities really well, otherwise you're just kind of left stranded, and you don't have a lot of range with Hulk. So if you're just stranded, you're just an easy target to shoot, and you can get burst down in this game so quick if you don't have a good support healing you. It's kind of crazy. Some of the DPS I did play was, I played some Spider-Man, I played some Iron Man, I played Storm and Wanda. Storm probably being my favorite one, because her ult is super good, and so is her team up ability with Thor. Oh yeah, wait, I forgot to speak about Thor. Thor's really, really good. I wouldn't say he's the best tank on his own, because he doesn't really have any defensive options, well, he gets shields whenever he hits people with his hammer, so that's really cool. But that means he kind of plays like Doom in a way, but not really. Like Doom, and if you from Overwatch, you would understand like how Venture and Doom get shields when they use their abilities. So it's kind of like that. You want to just be careful because your main combo is pressing E and then pressing F, and you need all 3 hammers to press F. And that is your big damage. It's your big FU kind of damage. You really need that combo. It's really important. But also his crowd control with his shift ability where he swings the hammer and he flies into somebody and he drags them. There's one time I caught a Star-Lord out of the air. Okay, I wasn't recording at the time, but I caught a Star-Lord out of the air, pushed him into a Wanda's ult, and he got evaporated. It was awesome. So it's just stuff like that you can do, and it's really cool, you know? So now I'm going to move on to the DPS that I played. I'm going to talk about them. I love Iron Man. Iron Man's probably my favorite DPS so far. Second would probably be Storm. I use Storm a lot. It's Storm and Iron Man, probably my favorite ones. Storm is just really powerful. She's really powerful. I got like a 40 kill streak with 0 deaths on Storm. So I'm telling you that she's powerful with a team up with Thor. She is powerful. If you have a Thor on your team, you have to run Storm. You get instantly overpowered with that C ability because it's a chain link like lightning ability. So it's really good at finishing off targets that are running around the corner, and you tag somebody, the lightning will actually go around and finish people off. It is really good. So like that's the combo. You want to hit your E, then I believe it was because she has an ability where it goes speed and then damage boost like Lucio. You want to speed out of the gates and then go into your damage boost, and then you would just want to stay on damage boost for the entire rest of the thing. There's no real, at the moment, with every character being super mobile, there's really no point in going into the speed form, especially because it's not actually that much of a speed increase at the moment. You get a little bit faster, but it's not enough where it's like you want to take it over damage boost. So I always just kind of left it on damage boost because it was really good for my team, especially when you're flying low to the ground. The circle increases, like the radius. The lower you are to the ground, the more teammates can get damage boost. So it's like she's kind of that like a support character, but in the damage role, and that's really interesting. And it's just really good. Wanda, she is a slippery little snake. It is every Moira's wet dream character. A lot of Moira players are gonna love the Wanda. I can see it now because it's like she's got a double stun with her E. Her left shift is just Moira fade, but she's got 2 Moira fades. It's kind of crazy. It's a lot slower than Moira fade, to be fair, but you know, it's still a fade ability. Her right click is really strong, and then obviously she's got her natural fire where it's just the suck and it's infinite, no reload required. So as long as you got good tracking, it's really strong. And like her ult is probably the best ult in the game at the moment. Probably the best ult because it's just an instant death. Like nothing survives it. I think I was playing as Hulk and I hulked out into the final form. And it deletes that. It deletes all 1,500 health instantly when it's fully done. It's crazy. The other characters I did get to play before the end of this was Spider-Man. Spider-Man feels really good. He's just, it feels like at the moment, he's probably like one of the harder characters to play. Him and Black Panther. I think Spider-Man might feel, I'm not too sure. I didn't play that much Black Panther, but when I did, I was able to combo his abilities a little bit easier than I was Spider-Man's. So I want to say he's probably a little bit harder than Black Panther, but I feel like it's debatable. It just depends on who gets balanced what way or whatnot, because they're both relatively really hard characters. But I guess Panther has less get out of jail free cards because Swing is literally a get out of jail free card. So I can see how people would be like, Panther's harder to play, and they're probably right. I don't know. I just felt like I was able to do the combos on him a little bit more consistently than I was Spider-Man. But that's just how I felt during the beta. It could change. It could all change. I was doing mostly when I was playing damage, I just wanted to go with characters with consistent output that I was able to play with. And I love projectile characters, so unfortunately I didn't get to test out the Punisher. I really wanted to, because he seems like a really good ADC, or like, I guess, FPS shooter character. I heard that he's not as strong as he was in the alpha, though, so I'm not missing out on much, except for like some of the people I did see play him went absolutely insane. I didn't get to play I really wanted to see what the sword lady was, because I was playing with somebody and they were really good. They consistently got our supports every time, so it seems like that character's like a really good flanker character. All right, now we're gonna move on talking about the supports. My favorite one, Jeff the Shark. Jeff the Shark is Jeff the homie, the best one in my opinion. Not really. I mean, Adam Warlock and Rocket Raccoon have revive abilities, so they're like way better, but because being revived is infinitely more useful than a poor little shark that wants to just have fun. A poor little shark. Oh my gosh, dude, I was so sad. The shark abuse out there, man. Every time I'm playing Jeff the Shark, people just jumped me. It was crazy. They just saw Jeff the Shark and they were like, no. I played a lot of Mantis too. Mantis is really good. Got a lot of good ability output, damage, and utility options. They felt like, honestly, this is gonna sound weird, but they kind of felt like, I want to say, no, they're too, Mantis is too unique. They didn't feel like any other character besides maybe like WoW. I was gonna talk about like a WoW druid type character, so that feel for that character is really good because they have a lot of healing output and stuff, and a lot of damage and a lot of options to help your teammates with like short damage boost. Short damage boost options. It's really hard to say because it's like, it's still early, but they just felt so good to play. The other ones I got to play were Luna Snow. Luna Snow is a really, really good support. Probably the ultimate on that character is probably like one of the better support. It's basically just Zen's ult. Like, everybody gets healed up, basically immortality for a little while. I saw a lot of Rocket players. So they he's got a revive, and Adam Warlock's got like the old-fashioned Mercy revive, which is pretty cool. From what I've seen, I wish I had more time to play it, honestly. But dude, I'm feeling so good about this game, like unbelievably good. Like I'm sad that the beta's over. I really want to continue to play the game and test more things out. I think like at least while I was playing it, at least 20 hours in when I finally got in. I only got in on the last 3 days of the beta. All right, now I've got through all the characters, what I liked. Let's go ahead and talk about some of the things that I didn't like too much. Some of the things that really annoy me, the maps. There is 2 maps in particular. Out of the couple maps that we did get to play, there's 2 of them that I just did not really enjoy playing. One of them is the Asgard push map, where you're pushing the payload. Defense on that map is ridiculous. They need to rework that first choke out of the spawn for the attackers. It is way too open for the defending team to just shoot everybody out of spawn and hold that choke for the most of the time. Especially with how strong most of the characters are in the game, there's more often than not, if we weren't able to break the first push, we just lost. Because the defending team could just go around a corner for a half second, get fully healed up, and then go back out and do buttloads of damage. And the problem with the attacking team is once you push out of that spawn, it's so much harder to get back into spawn to heal up more often than not. I don't know. I just don't like that map. The other map is the Spider-Man map, or the Spider City map. That map is very claustrophobic. It feels like it needs to be just a little bit wider, you know, a little bit more room for most of the characters, because a lot of times I've watched people that were playing movement characters. Also, this could be because some people are just new and they don't know how the movement works, but a lot of people were falling off the edge. I've seen like a couple Spider-Mans like swing on that map and then run into stuff all the time because there's so many things to hit. So it just depends on if they want like characters to be viable per map, or if they want every character viable on every map. And if that's the case, I feel like that map just needs to be a little bit larger. And by that I mean they need to just spread everything out just a little bit. It is really tight, you know? So characters like that do a lot of massive AoE damage, like Storm, I would say probably the biggest one, gets so much value on that map. If you're not running a Storm on that map, honestly, you're kind of insane, because Storm, not only are they good, but they are so good on that map because everybody is close together and you can chain lightning with Thor, and it's just like the high ground positions that people can take on that map didn't really matter because Storm can fly. Not that that's a bad thing, but it's just that map is very centric to people that can just dish out a lot of damage in tight areas. So it just kind of depends. Honestly, other than that, I really didn't have an issue. I really liked how the game felt. I liked how it played. I liked the competitive aspect of the game. Playing tank, especially because I'm a massive tank player. I played tank like 90% of the time I was playing. I mainly played Hulk, Thor, Magneto, Penny Parker, and I played a tiny bit of Doctor Strange, but I didn't really like his play style. But playing tanks in this game, so much fun. The tanks, honestly, are really well designed in this game. Venom is, from the little time I did play on Venom, pretty fun. I love the swinging and slamming down ability that he has. I didn't really feel comfortable with his basic attack because it's like a mid-range, but I just needed to play him a little bit more to figure it out. Unfortunately, I was kind of constrict on time. I need to play him a little bit more to really get the feel of how to use his basic attack, get the feel on the range and the distance. But not a huge complaint, just like a learning gap because I just didn't have that much time to play it, which just makes me want to play it even more. And from what time I did play it, I didn't get bored. I just had fun the whole time. Even though I was playing by myself the 90% of the time, I didn't have my friends able to play with me because by the time I got close to the battle pass being finished, there was only 6 hours left on the battle pass, and I was like, oh man, I'm running out of time, so I just grinded it out. It was crazy. But some things could be, there's only a few little nitpicks, but other than that, it feels really good. It feels really well polished. I didn't run into any crazy bugs. I didn't run into anything that really annoyed me. And I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see how this game goes along. I feel like there's only 1 or 2 things that make this game fail, and it's all how they handle monetization of the game and how the launch performs. The official launch of this game is going to make or break this game. And I am worried because Marvel games / DC games or superhero games usually don't have the best record for having good launches. But this team seems really really smart, and I don't know. It's really gonna depend on like how much they're gonna be charging for stuff. Like, are you gonna have to buy characters? Are you gonna have to like level up to unlock characters? Like, I don't know how any of that's gonna work. You know, it's really just gonna depend on how all that comes to pass. I'm hoping that they have another beta test so I can get more time to play in. But from what I'm hearing, this is probably one of the last ones. I don't know. But if it is the last one, I'm just glad I got to at least try it before it ended. And I really liked how it felt for like the 20 hours that I got to play. I really liked how it felt. I really liked how it played. And I'm just really, really happy. Like, really happy about it. There's only like a few nitpicks and stuff, honestly. And that's just me and me being biased and being like, oh, like the person that wants to play Hulk. I just wish his ult, like, he didn't have that speed reduction. You know, I wish he was faster, like he walked normal speed. Because Hulk feels so slow, it's hard to get, like, close the gap before you die. I really liked it, guys. I really, really enjoyed it. I'm a huge Overwatch fan. I love Team Hero arena shooters. It really scratched my itch for wanting to play a really good team-based game. The comboing aspect is probably like my favorite thing, but also I could see how in the future, if they're not balanced correctly, people could get really annoyed about not having correct combos. That could just be like a skill diff, you know? Like, people are gonna have to learn to like actually have to work together to win games now. So I really like the team comboing aspect because it's gonna be like, okay, I actually have to work together with at least one person to carry a game, you know? Because there's these people that I was going up against, and like they were really good individual players, and they were getting a lot of kills, but like we had one or two mid to average players that like were level 4 or level 5, and they just team comboed, and they would just wipe the floor with these more experienced players that were just playing selfishly. So it's really interesting how that's gonna go. Like, I really wonder how that's gonna go. I really, really do. All right, but that's enough from me. I just wanted to spill my thoughts after just playing the beta. I'm gonna talk about this more often, so I'll see you guys in the next one for that. All right, see you around.
I am ready to put on a show.
This is real firepower!
Only 60 seconds left.
Your attacks are futile.
It's spider time! Be your best self.
Hey, Dee, enjoy the amplifier!
Down to 30 seconds.
Switch! Namor wasn't bad enough on his own.
Just a bit longer. Turn around quick.
Magneto! A fatal attraction.
Double KO. The final 10 seconds. You seeing stars?
Nothing like
I like the cold. Another epic victory! Big win!
fatal attraction. Your attacks are futile.